You guys, I have a confession to make. I am a console gamer. I know. But before you get your pitchforks, I have an even worse confession. And that's that I'm of the opinion that controller is better than mouse and keyboard for gaming.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
Or in the very least, the same. I know it, you know it, and unless you're the next esports prodigy, and let's face it, you're probably not.
Oh, come on, that was uncalled for.
You might as well enjoy your gaming experience with the most comfortable tool at your disposal. Unlike mouse and keyboard, modern controllers were made for gaming, to improve it, to make it more comfortable, to make that experience as immersive as possible. Not something you can say for mouse and keyboard. Every new console that drops with a new controller, specifically made for that console generation. Mouse and keyboards, point and click mice, mouses, mices? The mouse and keyboards you know today, at least the original concept for them, were introduced by this dude, Bill English, in 1964. That's a long time ago. You can Google it. He lifted the idea from some dude named Douglas way back when. Credit where credit's due, am I right? The point I'm trying to make here is that mouse technology is old. Like, old. Seeing as the first time a mouse was used on a mass market PC, it was for Xerox in the year 1984. That year hold any significance for anyone else? Weird. So it's been 40 years with this same technology. Sure, slight improvements and changes along the way for like ergonomic junk and stuff, but it's kind of the same thing at the core. And everyone always says how fast tech moves today. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Look, something that's always fascinated me is our brain's ability to make something second nature. I pulled a quote from this really interesting article, linked in the description by the way, where the writer states, and I quote, "Even if the brain just pretends that a tool is part of its body, then the tool is part of its body." For all you old heads that have been on the internet for a really, really long time, there used to be this social experiment, or even a prank, I guess you could call it, that would circulate. In the video, a would-be scientist puts the left hand of the mark on a table next to a prosthetic right hand. The prank starts off silly. Now, the whole thing's silly, but you get the point. They run a feather down both hands. The subject laughs. We carry on. Then they pinch both hands. Nothing happens. Then they chat to distract the mark. Time passes. Then out of nowhere, they smack the prosthetic hand with a hammer. The person would recoil as if their real hand got smacked by a hammer. It's hilarious. It's stupid. It makes you think. Kind of amazing. Like, we're amazing. We can project ourselves onto anything and adjust to almost anything. Okay, now back to the topic at hand. My entire life, I played console games. Anything Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, you name it, they got my money. Now, all of these consoles from these companies have something in common. They all have controllers made specifically for them from the ground up. They, like modern mouse and keyboards, borrow from the past. They all have buttons, joysticks, all the stuff you would expect to have on a controller. Unlike mouse and keyboards, every generation they vastly improve the tech. Just think about that HD rumble from the Joy-Con, or the haptic feedback from the DualSense on the PS5. Does your mouse and keyboard vibrate? Or give any kind of feedback when you're playing a game? I didn't think so. Crazy stuff, right? If you have $500 laying around anytime soon, give Astro's Playroom a try. It'll blow your little PC gamer mind. Look guys, I understand. Innovation aside, music is never made by the instrument alone. I get that. And if you personally are more familiar with a certain tool or input method, you will be better than someone picking it up for the first time. That's an unavoidable fact. Now, does that also make me a little bit frustrated because I just started on my PC gaming journey and there are people that have been doing it their whole lives? Yeah, enjoy your advantage. For now. With my formative years of gaming being exclusively on consoles, save a brief outing with Diablo before my God-fearing parents yanked me away from a game literally called Devil, my brain has been tuned from a very early age to use a controller for gaming. That puts me at a pretty big disadvantage for playing with people that have been raised on mouse and keyboard. Just how it is. For me, controller is better because I'm better on controller. It's not a skill issue. Shut up. How dare you? Okay. If either one or both could become second nature for everyone, then maybe we could choose which is better between the two. But when it comes down to it, the best input method is the input method that works for you, that you don't have to think about. Just to remind you, someone did beat Dark Souls on a DDR mat. Just saying. Let's put it this way. Do your parents or grandparents text as fast as you? No, probably not. If they do, kudos to them. And I hope they're watching this video. Hi. But most likely they don't. And you know why that is? They didn't grow up typing with their thumbs on a smartphone. Not their fault. One day, technology's gonna come out that you're not accustomed to, that the next generation will grow up using. Trust me, the day will come. That's just the way it works. That's time. Yes, right now, mouse and keyboard is the best controller for professional first-person shooter gamers. See, point, click. But these settings do need to be meticulously adjusted for the individual. A console controller is deliberately designed to work for as many people out of the box as possible and as quickly as possible without any tweaking. A console controller is designed to be convenient. No tweaking needed. Don't even get me started on X-axis and Y-axes. On controller, I need an inverted Y-axis on my thumbstick, while a good friend of mine needs that same setting on mouse and keyboard. Before hearing this, I didn't even consider an inverted axis as a potential for customization on a mouse. But you know, there's a reason why Jinxie can smash you into oblivion on a controller, and a reason why that dude that plays games with his mouth can headshot you 8 times before you even see him. It's because they use what is second nature to them. They're using tools that their brain has made a part of their body. Their brains have adjusted to those input methods better than mine has adjusted to a mouse and keyboard, better than yours has adjusted to a controller. Look, practice makes perfect, but what you have to do, use what works for you, because the day that you stop listening to yourself and listening to other people is the day you become a lesser version of someone else and not yourself. The best one is the one you use. Don't you dare let anyone tell you how to play your instrument. Anyway, hope you guys like and subscribe and do all the social media stuff. I stream on Twitch and I'm linking everything in the description. Hope to see you around. Game on. Keep clicking heads and keep those trigger fingers itchy. Anyway, that's all I got. Bye.